before we started because I legitimately was like, how, like, why isn't this band like much larger? That's what my brain was like thinking. So
Oh, thank you, man. Very
awesome.
stoked you're
Love
frosting it.
love your cat because I don't know if you can see my cat. My cat is currently cleaning himself on my bed right now.
Love that.
He's
Love
a
that.
maniac. What a maniac. He is a sociopath. I love him though.
A few moments later.
How's it going, guys? Welcome to Audio Addiction. We have Villa Morta, all the way from Australia. Really sick. They can say their names and what they do in the band.
What's up? Yeah, I'm Mosh. I do the scream thing. Yeah, about it.
My name is Masa. I play guitar, do the clean singing, and write all the riffs and synths and bunch of vocals and stuff.
Masa's just like, I just yell at people, that's what I do. And Masa's like, yeah, so I do this. I make homemade tortillas. Like he just keeps throwing in like new things that he's just like, yeah, like I own this really cute coffee shop in Australia. Like he just keeps adding onto the list. I'm just like, okay, so
I'm making a
guitar player,
3-day like slow stew while I'm like writing like 3 different riffs at the same time, and I just like go and check on them all and taste them and make sure they're good.
Insane. Well, thank you guys for coming on. I want to give a huge shout out to Ophelia over at Big Mouth. She's absolutely killing it. I always feel blessed to have Australian bands on because I feel like as someone who's been doing this for 7 years, it's always cool to interview bands that are across the world. So, but in regards to your band, I don't know too much in the history of Villa Morta. So, please spare no expense. But what is like the origin story of the band? How did you guys get started, formed, and then just created this just like insane heavy goodness that I love now?
Well, yeah, the band's been going on for I think it was since about 2014. I started the band with completely different members. It was more of a sort of metalcore crossover with deathcore kind of sound with the vocalists at the time kind of thing, and then we just ended up going and doing our separate things. He now has a sick deathcore band called Ceremon, which are killing it, and that was always more his vibe, and I was always more wanting to do like proggy metalcore kind of stuff. So and then it was, what would it have been? Was it 2019? Oh no, 2018. Josh and I met through some other music friends from Gravemind. I was looking for a vocalist, and we hooked up and started working together from then kind of thing. And the EP that was released in 2020 was some music I'd already previously written. A lot of vocals too with the former vocalist kind of thing. So we sort of sorted through a bunch of songs that we already have there, and we're like, cool, these are the ones we want to do for this EP because we're still stoked with them, and it was a good place for us to start. So released it, kind of went from there. Josh and I worked on, like, The Abstract was the first song we worked together in writing, and that's sort of where we're up to, I guess, in the history of it, with I guess the drummer coming in, Tom, who's been really amazing to work with. It was really a challenge over the years, just trying to find someone who, because a lot of the stuff's quite simple, and then there's other parts where it's just weird polymeters and weird rhythms that sound simple, but then you go to play them and it's actually it takes quite a bit to learn. It's more like a memory based riffs and rhythms and that kind of thing. So that was amazing for me, getting to hook up with Tom, who's become one of my closest mates as well, and awesome dude to work with. And then him bringing the bassist in, who was an old friend of his from studying music, and
cool.
Now we got the crew.
Yeah, I feel like you have to, guys, you'll probably check out the reaction video before this interview comes out, but I legitimately was sitting here at my computer desk, and I was like, does the drummer have like a calculator? Like, is there some sort of like I don't know how like my brain was hurting just watching the music video, so I can only imagine the drummer's just like, okay, so this part's 7/8. All right, so then I have to like switch it over to this part, which is like, okay, I'm gonna have to do like a 4/4 fill, and then like switch to like 11/9 and do this. It was just, I don't know. I'm obviously making up numbers because I don't know the actual time signature, but I legitimately was just floored. I think that, again, I hope everybody checks out the reaction video because that to me was like about as close as I could come to where I was just like, I don't know what's going on with like what am I listening to kind of. So like I was like probably about this close to having like a mental like relapse on video.
Yeah.
So I hope you guys enjoy because I felt like I, started to smell smoke, so I maybe had a minor stroke. I don't want to preface anything, but it was great. So we'll obviously talk about the abstract in just a second. But Josh, how were you excited? Like when Masa came up to you and were like, "Yo, would you like to join my band?" And did you guys know each other before this point, prior, or was it a surprise to you?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we kind of just met at like a gig, and it was like sort of mutual friends,
Sure.
like the guys from Great Mind were kind of like, yeah, being like kind of long time close friends, and I think I'm pretty sure we just talked about like skiing for like hours.
Yeah, fuck, I
It was,
did.
it was
Not
really weird.
music. You're like, yeah, skiing, bro.
Yeah, literally, we're just vibing on the slopes for like 2-3 hours, and then like, yeah, I think he just like hit me up like maybe like 3-4 weeks later and sent through. I think it was like Cryptex at the time, and yeah, it was like it just kind of surprised me. It was sort of like I hadn't quite heard something like it had remnants of things, but it wasn't like it was a splitting image of other stuff.
Sure.
Um, which kind of surprised me a lot, and I feel like that's kind of been the constant theme with us and with the way that Massa writes. Like Massa listens to a lot of music, or like a fair bit of music, but not like it's never like, oh, I want to write a rip-off riff of like another band. It's always sort of his own, and
Sure, yeah.
that always like has really surprised me. But it's been great as we've gone through a lot, but
Sure.
it's been really good.
Well, I'm glad you guys made it out on the other side because this was single-handedly. Again, I want to give a shout out to Ophelia because you're the cause. No, I'm kidding. I was gonna say you're the cause of giving me a stroke, but which I don't want to say that because I don't want to complicit her in any sort of way because that's not. We're cool, like, but I was like, I was legitimately. I'm always surprised by Australian bands in the way that like some of the creativity on stuff. And I know we were talking like off camera about how diverse this song is. And I was just so surprised. It kind of like again, it has this like strong sort of like prog presence to it. And some of the bands I kind of referenced in my reaction video were like I feel like it's a combination of like old North Lane and new North Lane at the same time. Like it has like the synth elements of like Obsidian and that kind of vibe, but then it's got like the real like more like genty kind of prog riffs of like older like Discoveries, like Singularity of like North Lane, and then also another great Australian band like Void of Vision. I feel like you kind of sound like the baby of that band, which I hope is a compliment. I feel like it is, because those bands are massive over there. But yeah, I was like, but I also feel like you guys take those bands, and while they might be your influences somewhat, I feel like you guys take it in a completely different direction that I wasn't like expecting. I think that chorus is super sick with like this screaming from Josh and then also Masa singing in the background. I thought that like the juxtaposition of the two were just it like was jarring in a way that I was like, oh, this is really nice. Like I wish more bands kind of did that sort of stuff. There was like little key things within the song that I was like, yeah, it feels familiar, but at the same time, it has its own like way of going about the writing. So I wanted to give you guys kudos for that because I think the influences are strong, but not strong enough to like overtake your like originality in what you guys do.
Cool. Yeah, no, it's nice to hear that's how it's being received, because that's the as you said, like I get influences from a lot of different, or as Josh was saying, from a lot of different places, and it's a big mashup of that sound is what I'm trying to achieve, which is a lot of different sounds. Like there's just a funny one which is in an unreleased song at the moment, but the main riff from it was inspired from Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them.
Yes, yeah. Wait.
And so like the theme music, like the orchestral theme music from Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, I was in bed watching it with my ex-girlfriend a couple of years ago. We're just sitting and watching this one section. I just like stopped. I was like, I have to write a riff right now. Like
I just
give me a fucking bass or something like that.
I could just imagine. I'm not even joking. As Masa is telling me this story, I just imagine Masa like sitting on his couch with like his ex-girlfriend, and they're like that song comes on, and he's like, "Babe, I gotta go."
Fully.
Like gets up and like
Dude,
gets up and walks to his computer desk and starts picking up the guitar. And she's like, "Babe, come on, we're watching a movie. Like, what?" You're like, "No. It's. I'm gonna lose it if I don't grab my guitar and write it. I'm gonna lose it. You know."
Dude, I wasn't even at home at the time. I was at her place, so I had to I went around. I was like, "Does anyone in your house have like a guitar or a bass?" And she's like, "Yeah, my housemate's got a bass guitar." So I just went and grabbed this bass guitar. I was sitting on the couch with no amp, just fucking like. I was like, I need to figure this out right now, and figured it out. I was like, all right, cool.
That might be the most outrageous thing I think I've had said here. Like, just to be in the middle of watching a movie and being like, "Yeah, I think it's riff time right now," and then he just like drops through the like floor, and then a guitar magically like just appears. Oh my god, that's wild. Man, I feel like if we all hung out and then Masa's just like, "Yo, there's this, I just, I need a moment. I have this really sick riff in my head," and then he just leaves. That's just, just imagine he just gets up and walks away. That's awesome.
Totally. Like through some portal,
Yeah, he's like, he's ascended, like he's just like, all right, he snaps and just like disappears, and then he's like back home. He just like plops down, his guitar like comes down. And then like Pro Tools is already set up on his computer already.
This all sounds way too easy, Like I wish it worked like that. You didn't have to turn the fucking computer on, like put in my password.
It just knows. Technology. It's just like your computer already knows. It's just like, okay, we're ready. We're good. Yeah. We're ready for you to start writing the riffs. But no, absolutely. I think that The Abstract is a perfect song, at least for me, that for not knowing about your band prior to checking it out today. I feel like for myself, like it was very much a welcome addition to like my normal playlist of music, because I'm always surprised by some of the things I get in my email inbox, and I felt like you guys were definitely like top 10 like coolest ones that I've gotten in probably a hot minute. So I would, again, I can't chill enough for this band, but like if I could chill some more, like go check this song out. Is like the most heavy but like insanely like interesting song that I think I've heard in quite a hot minute. So I don't know if you guys want to clip that and use that, go ahead. That's great. But I legitimately was like floored. So I'm very excited to see what you guys have coming up next. And for people maybe who aren't familiar with Villa Morta, would you recommend The Abstract to be the first song for them to check out? Or do you have another like deep cut Villa Morta song that you want to give a shout out to?
What do you reckon, Mosh? I'd say The Abstract for sure is something new to check out.
Yeah, it does feel a bit like that. Like we've kind of, The Abstract is like really sort of bridging to like where we're going next almost. Yeah. And it's like, kind of the first song that all the like, the new guys, like all of us kind of got to like collaborate and work with and stuff like that. So it's sort of like an indicator of like where it's going to next. But I don't know, I've always like liked Transpire. If you decide to go through the EP and like just start the EP from the start, like still just like heavy as balls to me, like, and it's just like real fun to play and just G's me up a lot. So that would be the start if you were to go to the EP, I think.
I think I'm gonna have to now, But
yeah, good live song transpire. And listening to, but yeah, Cryptex to me has always been had a soft spot. It's complex, simple complexity, shall we say?
I feel like you say that, and I'm gonna listen to it, and it's just like I'm gonna have another stroke. Like I feel like Masa puts it in a way where it's just like, yeah, so it's just a simple song, simple man, simple song, and then I go to listen to it and just like there's like blast beats. It's like like the craziest like tapping guitar, like just like thal like ass beater song, and I'm like, oh man, I don't know. I feel like you are lessening the song's like impact. I feel like I'm overselling it, and Masa's like, it's okay, it's all right, I write guitar riffs, it's okay, and I also make coffee and cook and
no, I'm not the coffee maker. Josh will make you a delicious coffee.
Okay, cool. Well, I'll remember that when I travel out to Melbourne. But
yeah, 100%.
But I do also, again, as most people know, the abstract. I highly recommend checking that out. I'll leave links in the description along with obviously where to find Villa Morta. Everyone should go give this band a follow. I'm just saying, I don't want to hear you complain if this band blows up and you're like, man, I should listen to Brandon. I'm just telling you. You heard it here first, and if they do blow up, I just want to say kudos, guys. I already knew it. I had the feeling. But yeah, definitely a band to check out if you haven't done so yet. Especially the abstract. That song is, so good, so good. But
hell yeah.
The next question I have for you guys is, I know you said that your influences are wildly all over the place, but would love to know who got you into your perspective instrument, whether it be, guitars or vocals, and then who influences your style more currently now.
I don't know. Maybe you start first, Massa. I'm like kind of also interested.
No. It's weird. What got me into guitar? I started playing drums first. Like I was more
that makes sense.
I played like clarinet in the school band, and then through that I was like, no, I got an electric drum kit, was playing that, and then this guy was doing some work at the house I grew up in Queensland, and he saw I was jamming on the drum kit, and he's like, oh, I've got a little guitar and amp that you can use while I'm here doing some work, kind of thing. I was like, oh, sick. So I borrowed that for a bit, and then literally just picked up and just like didn't immediately go and get lessons, kind of thing, but started writing songs immediately, kind of thing, even just with whatever I could figure out, and then went to guitar lessons. So yeah, my journey even through guitar has always been strongly tied with writing music too. Like that's really been, I'd consider myself more of a songwriter, guitarist, producer character than like a really good guitarist kind of thing. And it's just the way that I've sort of figured out what works for me in terms of writing riffs and influences. Like back when I started, it was like a Trey Avenged Sevenfold, Bullet for My Valentine, and like that whole sort of realm of things, and then got into I think Screams more through that, and then Asking Alexandria and all that, all the whole metalcore phase, all the Parkway, all that kind of thing. And then it was a huge fan, still a massive fan of Northlane, but definitely those guys have been a huge influence for me. Like I worked for them as a guitar tech, sort of stage tech for a couple of years.
Sick. Okay.
Which was really cool. Like I learned, massive amounts off those dudes, just in terms of being on the road touring and the work ethic. And John is obviously an amazing producer and writer himself, so he's always been a big inspiration for riffs, and now more so just in terms of its electronic production and song production. So that's a bit of a scope of my journey, I guess.
Love it.
Yeah.
Josh?
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I've always I've definitely I just love heavy music in general. I would say I've kind of gone through these shifting ebb and flows of been really into death metal, really into black metal, really into hardcore. I kind of consider myself as like a hardcore kid who like listens to death metal sort of thing, and then like metalcore is just like the amalgamation of the two,
Yeah, the
So like I
fusion.
just feel like that's where I'm supposed to like sit, like between the middle of like the two extremes. So but yeah, it was really fun like starting to work with Villa and stuff, because it was kind of like just to sort of work at like refining like a style that kind of just worked more closely to the sound and sort of like what kind of Massa wanted as well. And because yeah, I suppose the old vocals were very like deathcore-y and stuff, and super sick. Like Josh does some crazy killer stuff like that blows my mind. But it was kind of fun to sort of work at like refining a sound that kind of fit more with what we were doing with Villa and stuff. So yeah.
No, it's cool. I think the one thing that I had said in my reaction video was that I think the coolest part of the song was where you're kind of like doing this like almost like talk spoken word-esque part within the song. And then you absolutely like, take me like Batman from Dark Knight Rises and just like breaks me after that. I like physically felt broken after that. So, and then I had to get up and change my pants. And then, then I came back down, editing magic. I was back in my seat. But just wanted to give you guys that caveat just in case you watch it and you're like, man, he changed outfits really fast. I no, I legitimately I didn't change my outfit, guys. I didn't. I mean, I'm waiting for a band. I'm just waiting. I'm waiting for a band to just absolutely just eviscerate me to the point where I'm just like, oh god, man, that shouldn't have happened.
This would happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for an actual band to hit the brown note. That's really what it's gonna come down to. Which I think we're pretty close. Where you guys are very much like we're almost on the cusp. I feel like if Masa
Okay.
hit like another semitone, then I'd be like done.
Okay, well, we'll keep that in mind for future stuff, just so we can hopefully get you over the line on that.
Please don't. I don't. Yeah. Then every band will start doing that, and then it's just then it's just literally downhill from that point. So, but I feel like the coolest thing about it was I was like I really appreciated the way that you Josh fit within the Villa Morta song, because I like your vocals have such a like cut to them that I was like, man, I was like, this is really sick. Like there was something about it that just made the song like the song was itself was already great. And I think like the vocals is just like the Salt Bay moment where you're just like, all right, like we're gonna throw Josh in the ring. And I was like, God, I was like, everything about this just hits super strong. And I think again, it was just a cool moment. So I gotta again, guys, I don't know how many times I have to tell you, but check out the abstract. But it's fucking sick, guys. All right, I just want to let you know it might be one of the best songs you hear this year. Don't. I'm just saying, it may or may not be. So don't quote me, but if you do, quote me. I really, yeah, I think it was like, okay, yeah. I'll say we'll watch party after this, but I feel like for me personally, I was just like, this checks all the like heavy boxes, like great vocals, both cleans and like screams. Like the songwriting itself is like interesting, but I don't feel like each element or each instrument is like overtaken by the other. Like the bass, super strong, like the drumming. Like in certain parts, it's very simple, but then in some parts, like as Masa said, very complex, and it works within like that sort of styling. And then just like Masa blew my mind and told me that the beginning of that portion of the song with like the synth actually like half guitar, and I literally nearly shit my pants when we first opened this Discord call. So just that to me was really sick to know that, because like that was like the first thing I picked up, and I was like, this can't be guitar. It kind of looks like, I was like, in the music video it's guitar, so I'm like, is he just like doing effects on this? I was like, did this really happen? Is he using effects? Like, is it like a patch? Or like, what's a bunch of things went off in my head, and then I like kind of like just you could see my brain waves like really just dipping out at that point. But I think it was really, again, really, really sick. And I'm excited for them to watch it, hopefully with me after this is over with, because God, it was 10 out of 10, guys.
Hell
10
yeah.
out of 10.
Keen to check it out, dude.
Oh, I hope you guys are, super stoked about it. Because I think, again, it was just a great track. So give it a listen. And if you can go buy Villa Morta merch, I don't know if they have it, but like you should. And then they should also send me the link so then I can buy something, because I definitely will buy something. So it was my birthday a couple of days ago. So I'm going to spend my birthday on Villa Morta merch, baby. Let's go.
Hell yeah, happy birthday.
Oh, thank you. The best way to spend my birthday money is on, my love of Australian bands. So I'm just waiting for your prime minister to, include me as like, an honorary citizen of Australia, so.
Yeah, this guy's bought so many Australian band t-shirts that he's now gained citizenship.
Australia's biggest fan.
I am Australia's biggest fan. I am. If somebody wants to make a shirt of that for me, I'd be more than glad to wear that all the time, anytime I interview an Australian band, I'm just trying to check my list off. I have a checklist of every Australian band that is currently like active in Australia that's in the like metalcore, like post-hardcore, hardcore scene, and I'm just going off the list, Villa Morta is on here, so we gotta cross that off, just waiting for like North Lane to give me a call, just North Lane, if you're watching this, because they're in the States now, so North Lane just saying, come on, that'd be kind of sick.
They're over there, yeah. Who are they that touring with again at the minute? They're like Fit for a King or something.
Fit for a King. Another Australian band, Alpha Wolf, also fantastic as well. And King of the Giants. Salutes. The boys. Love those guys.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, 2 Australian bands on one tour. That's just like my dream, That's just like pure ecstasy right there. So I'm stoked. Gonna check out that tour.
Well, who knows? We would love to come over there at some point. As Josh and I have always dabbled in the idea of, we'll just treat it as like a skiing holiday. We'll go over there and we'll like play a few shows and like go fucking ski.
I like how that's the main. I like how that is you're like, you just like make the routing around like a bunch of ski like places you can ski in the States. That'd be kind of sick.
If we get big enough and we can get over there through that, then sick. But otherwise, it's like, oh, maybe we just do we organize a ski holiday and just go.
Guys, well, listen, if you go buy some Villa Morta merch, then, I'm just saying, then you can make this dream a reality, and then who knows, it'll be called like, I don't know, the Slopes Tour or something. I don't know. We'll come up with something original, A downhill slide. I don't know. I'm going to come up with some stupid name to name this tour, but you best know these guys should be coming over here soon. The next question I have for you guys. It should be it should be like the Shred Tour. I feel like that'd be kind of tight.
Yeah. The Shred and the Nah Tour. Oh, good.
I love it. I don't know whoever wants to print up posters for that. Let's go. Let's do it up. The next question I have for you guys is, I love asking this question because very similarly to your band, there's a lot of music out there that I don't know. So what are some bands that you guys are currently jamming now?
Can you take that one away, man?
Yeah, I've been going to a lot of shows lately, actually. Look, a lot of them are really, just like hardcore has really blown up since Speed.
I was gonna say, yeah. Oh my God, kudos.
Yeah. So I don't know. I was really stoked to see this band Winner's Circle last night. I think some of the guys played in this other band called Warpath, which kind of got back together as well, which are really cool. Alga Mortis are amazing. Blood on My Hands are amazing. Kind of real Sanction sort of vibe.
Oh,
chamber.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah,
they're really abrasive.
I'll have to check it out. I love that. That sounds, music to my ears. Love it.
Yeah, I haven't been listening to too much metal recently, to be honest. There's one notable, I guess, new sort of heavy metal thing I found is a band called Our House, as in like hour, 1 hour sort of thing, Our House, which are quite cool, just sort of groovy. It's like a mix of rap metal with some screams and groovy riffs kind of thing, which I thought was pretty cool. But other than that, I've been listening to like, was it Hoyser? Is that how you say it? Maybe not. And like ballpark music and like just some more like sunny day feels vibes at the minute kind of thing than heavy riffs, to be honest. So
maybe I have to start listening to that.
At.
I think I have to start listening to that, because if that's what Moss is listening to and he's coming up with these like insane guitar riffs, bro.
That's what blows my mind too. It's like Massa doesn't really listen to like a whole lot of, I don't know, like current metalcore, like I feel like a lot of the other guys like myself will kind of be like, yo, have you heard this new like Silent Planet song or Invent Animate or something like that? He's like, nah, but and then just like write some crazy fucking
That's what I'm saying.
Like,
oh my
god, come from? Like, what do you mean? Like, it's weird.
I definitely listen to even Silent Planet and like Invent Animate. Yeah, like 2 great bands too, and I definitely, when they do release new stuff, I definitely check it out. But it's not, I guess, what I'll be listening to in general, sort of thing. I love just like checking everything out and seeing what everyone's doing, and it is really cool stuff. It's just not my particular choice for listening all the time currently.
Yeah, no, I'm kind of the same way. Like, I feel like when I listen to heavy music, I'm like at the gym, like I'll put on the Alpha Wolf, like Quiet Place to Die, and I'll just be like, like punching a hole through the Planet Fitness wall, and then most days I'm probably listening to some like pop stuff. Like, I'm really big into this band called Bill Murray. I love his stuff. He's like this like post-hardcore, like weird. Like, he does like the most like if you love memes, he puts a bunch of meme stuff in his music. So it is like peak funny, but also at the same time like the musicality of it is really fun. And he has like arguably some of the dumbest song names on the face of the earth, but like you're like, yeah, man. So like I'm really digging this band Bill Murray, and they're like, first of all, they're like, is it the actor? And I'm like, no, it's not. I'm sorry to disappoint. It's not Bill Murray the actor. And they're like, well, what song should I check out? And I'm like, yeah, there's this really sick song called like Anabolic Spudsman. You should check that one out. And they're like, what did you what did you say? And I was just like, Anabolic Spudsman, come on, everybody knows that song. Come on, sick, check it out. So
classic.
It's a classic, yeah. Like the song titles are outrageous. So if people haven't checked out Bill Murray, I would highly recommend it. He's probably one of my favorite artists, so I'm vibing with him. But yeah, I kind of listen to, I'm kind of like Masa. I just listen to just like chill stuff. Like a lot of, I would say more currently, just been a big fan of like what Sleep Token's been doing recently. They just have been all over the place, and I love their stuff. So big salutes to them.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But the
big
next
riffs, big melodies.
Oh yeah. Well, I think like inadvertently, I feel like you guys kind of pull from them in that aspect. Like, I think the song itself, and I think I talked about it as well in the production, like it's just got such a wide net in terms of like, I think the way that they, the way that you guys kind of went about the song, it just has this like huge sound to it. So I got to give you guys a lot of credit, because I was listening with my headphones on and I was like, I wonder what this would sound like in my car. I was just like, I'm waiting, like I have pretty nice speakers within my car, and I'm just like, man, it would be really cool to just hear just that H string just like rumble throughout my entire Mazda 3. So it would be sick. I want my car to like pop up like an inch off the ground every time a breakdown comes on, That's my goal.
Yeah, it might do that.
Well, I love the fact that you guys used, I love the fact that you, Masa, use like the H string in such a interesting way. Like, to me, as again being a guitar player, I did at one time have an H string guitar, and then I looked at it in frustration for about 6 months, and then I was like, well, I can't do this shit anymore. So then I wind up selling.
No,
it.
we're only on 7s. No
7? Oh my god.
Here. Yeah.
I think that's what you need. You need an 8 string so you can unlock the brown note.
I have been telling it. I have.
I wouldn't know what to do with like the other part of it.
I don't know, man. I think you have a pretty keen grasp on the 7 string right now. So I don't think it would be too far off from what you're writing. It would just be even more disgusting than it already is now. So I can't imagine making more. I feel like if you write any heavier of a riff, my face will just stay the way it is on a like reaction face, So I'm hoping that doesn't happen, because then I'd have to get surgery to get that fixed. So, and that's
I can't confirm or deny anything at the moment. You might just have to.
I feel like Masa's true goal now is just to like, just fuck me up physically, like in the face. Like he just wants me to just have like. He wants me to shit my pants, and he also wants my face to just stay like frozen in time. So, you hear that, Ophelia? This is a type. No.
Yeah. Yeah. You hear what you're doing to me?
See what you're doing? No, okay.
We're definitely trying to do that. Like I mean, we kind of like with the abstract, we've pretty much gotten away with, we think, with just like a recorded in song pit call out, like telling people. That
you really did, yeah.
Just show me if you're alive. Like that was kind of the point of like, just show us what
you're made of.
Fucking craziness, Yeah, totally. So we love to see it.
Have you guys played the abstract live yet?
We have, yeah.
Oh, nice. Okay, yeah. I feel like Josh is just like, again, bringing the mosh calls with that, like. That to me was like true, like hardcore, it was like a true hardcore moment, because I was sitting here and I was just like, all right, I'm gonna wind my arms up, like I'm gonna get ready, I'm like, I know, like, I've done it long enough, and I've been listening to heavy music long enough to know when the call it's like the bat signal, like you're like, okay, all right, let me get this arm stretched out, like so. I think for me it was very, very exciting, because very rarely rarely it's in an intentional way like that, and I think you guys definitely there's no sort of like wall of death after that, or like just an absolute just mayhem, I feel like that's what would happen. So I feel like I need to experience that. So guys, if you want to like help me get to Australia, that'd be sick. Really cool. Help me out. I'd love to get to Australia at some point. But in regards to the abstract being out, how has the response been from fans, as well as just new people who have checked out your stuff? Do you feel like the response has been good for people who have listened to it?
Yeah, it seems like it's still growing too. It's been great so far, and like was great initially, and it feels like it's still building as well, as we speak to other people like yourself, and just keep posting and get closer to the gig, and yeah, it's been going really, really well.
Josh, what about you?
Yeah, it's been really cool. It's like, I don't know, for me, I love to see like I guess a lot of the homies are sort of like in other bands, and it's just really nice, like when they're kind of picking up on it and they vibe it. But then when there's like people obviously we've never met before and stuff, like really vibing it. It's just like, it's kind of a new thing for me, and it's a cool thing to see, and it's all been good vibes.
That's great. I feel like, again, I hope this video does like not only this interview, but I also hope the reaction video does well too, because I think for me, as I mentioned before, like really enjoyed the abstract, and I think I am very curious as to like the next steps of what you guys are going to do, because I think it creates such a good like stepping stone for the next phase of the music you're going to be writing. And if it's as good as the abstract, I feel like you guys have locked in a secured fan here in the States. I don't know if I'm your first fan in the United States, but I'm gonna believe in my heart that I'm the first one. So that's all that matters.
That's all that matters. Exactly.
I don't want to take the crown for anybody else, but I may have been the first. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll have to find out. Guys, let me know if you're from the States and you know about this band. You're not the first fan, but it's okay though. I'm just kidding. I feel like I called someone out. They're like, I found out about this band back in 2020, and no one knew about them, and so I don't. Sorry to offend you. I didn't mean that. I want to just say in spirit, I am that guy. But the next question I have for you guys is, what song you guys would like to cover as Villa Morta?
Oh. This is easy. This is easy.
Yeah. All right, I guess I have to answer this. We've been talking about doing a cover for ages.
Oh, this is time to let all the dirty laundry out now.
Yeah, it's just in terms of when it comes down to crunch time to getting all of us to learn it, it just like hasn't come together. But the like Dispossession by North Lane has definitely been kind of like up there as like
let's
we
go.
We need to do everyone, we all fucking vibe it so much.
Man.
And then I think another one that kind of got thrown around was Psychosocial.
Ooh.
So,
Okay. Masa?
Yeah, no, well, that's where we've been at with it. Like the Dispossession has been a part of the jam room shit talk for quite some time in terms of, we rock in and it's like, what are we starting with? And Josh is like, Dispossession.
He knows he wants to get it right off the bat. I love it. Oh, that's awesome. Oh my God, that'd be so sick.
Yeah, definitely.
Also, Psychosocial would be really, especially in your styling, that'd be nuts. Heavy about it. I don't know. Let me see if I could.
It would be fun to do like song. I haven't really thought about that too, but like Dispossession, we'd probably just go try and learn it for what it is. But it would be. I've always thought that'd be cool to try and do a song and turn it into our own thing, which maybe we could do more so with Psychosocial. Or I'm not sure what else. I haven't really thought about it too heavily, to be honest.
I feel like you guys could do. Oh man, let me think. I really think I think I could really think on this song and give you a good recommendation.
Sounds good.
But
more ears.
Guys, let us know in the comments if you have a good song that you would just absolutely die to hear Villa Morta cover. Drop them in the comments. I can't guarantee they will do a cover song of this. I just want to preface that, I have no control over other people's musical projects, but I'd like to say they give me a good honest, thumbs up if it's good or not. So definitely drop them in the comments. I think you guys could do a good cover. I feel like you could do a good pop, like a pop song. I feel like you could just make it super just disgusting, like. I feel like you guys can make it your own on that. Any song that I think
I'd love to try.
I'm trying to think what song you could actually like. I feel like you guys could do like a K. I feel like you guys could do like a K-pop song or something. I feel like that'd be kind of rad. Have Josh scream some K-pop lyrics. That'd be kind of tight.
I don't have any knowledge of a K-pop song, so we'd probably have to go dive into that genre. And
you could do like a Blackpink song, whatever. My roommate would be very proud for me shouting out K-pop right now, but I feel like that would be kind of tight. Yeah, I feel like you guys could do I feel like my metaphorical token to Villa Morta for a cover song. I feel like you guys could do a Blackpink song. That would be kind of. I think you could. There's enough riffs going on in there that I feel like that Masa could unearth within that song. So that would be my. That's my ode to cover songs here.
Noted.
But the next question I have for you guys is, what is your favorite food to eat?
Big question.
Big question.
I reckon ramen's probably high up there. I'm just going to go with that because it popped into my
What type of ramen, Masa?
Yeah. Oh.
You think I was going to let you off that easily?
The type that my the store down the street sells. It's like a spicy ramen they call it. I can't remember what the base of the broth is. I think it might be a miso broth or something.
Ooh, okay. Anyway. It's like a spicy miso.
I love a bunch of different different types of broths. You know, the tantan, the shoyu, the miso. But
speaking my language, love it. Josh, what do you got?
I'm a massive chocolate fiend. Like, I just love cacao, and like, I mean, I eat like 95% dark chocolate. Like, I love chocolate so much. So, I mean, I have chocolate every day, but just a
every
lot of
day.
dark
Oh my god,
every day.
what a life!
Every day.
I wish I could be Josh.
You're that much of a thing.
Guys, if you go see Villa Morta show, just make sure to bring Josh a 95% cacao chocolate bar.
Please.
You know,
Yeah.
As your American friend, I have to. You know, that's my ode to Josh here is bring him a chocolate bar. You know, that's what I'm saying. That's wildly different answers. I love it. I feel like Masa's I can relate a lot to. You know, I'm a big savory fan. Chocolate I feel like is good, but I don't know. I people every time I tell them I'm not a sweets fan, it's like it's almost as if like I've called them a derogatory name. They're like, "How dare you not like sweets? What's wrong with you?" Yeah, like I feel like I've insulted their family by saying like I don't like sweets. I don't know why. Why would you like get so upset about that? I'm just like I'm not stopping you from eating chocolate. Like you can go ahead and have like fucking 5 Snickers bars, all right? Like no one's stopping you. I'm just saying I don't like it, you know. They get up in arms, man. I'll tell you what. I don't know. Give me a bag of like popcorn or something, man. That's great. I love that stuff. I'll eat that shit every day. I feel like that's gonna be my job. That's like I'm like Josh, but I'm like the savory version of Josh. You know, like I don't have a beard or I don't have a mustache. You know, I'm just not. You know, I wasn't blessed in that department of growing facial hair. You know, I kind of look at Josh. I'm just like, damn, I wish I had a sick stash like that. You know, so. Guys, you know, make sure to hit that thumbs up, just you know, so I can feel
up for Josh's stash.
Thumbs up for Josh's stash, you know, and then you know, make sure to send a crying emoji to me because I can't do it. So, the next question I have for you guys is, you know, obviously I love Villa Morta, but if there was a person you could have as a guest feature on an up and coming song, who would you love to have on?
Yeah, well, we have had a guestie come in for something new, but obviously that's as much as I can say at the moment.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
Divulge more, Josh.
Should have said it the other way. You should have said his name and be like, oh, I'd love to have this guy on. And then, do they know? Missed opportunity. Anyway,
Masa knows. Masa's got Masa's got clickbait down to a science here. I love it, you know? Just like, man, it'd be really cool. I heard Winston McCall's really not doing too much right now, you know? Let me give him a ring.
That'd be pretty dope. I didn't have a Winston on the track. That would be sick.
Yeah, that would be sick.
Who else are you gonna say, Josh?
What's your dream, Josh?
I don't know. There's too many. I mean, I'm really someone who's like really influential to me, who I'm just very like inspired by, and who just has such powerful like consistent vocals. Would have to be like Joe Bad from Fit for an Autopsy. Like, he's just amazing. Like that, I'm just in awe of that guy. Would love to have him guesting. Yeah,
I would love that too. Masa, do you have an answer?
Yeah, well, not currently in Crystal Lake anymore, but was it Ryo, I believe his name was?
Yes. Oh.
Yeah. Whew. I always loved his vocals. When he was in Crystal Lake, so that would, I guess, be where my head initially goes.
Dude is a beast. I love that.
Yeah.
Love him.
So hectic.
Guys, if you want to hear this sick collaboration track, they're already working on it right now. You know, it's cooking up. It's in the kitchen. You know, it's getting served up. They're just waiting. You know, they're waiting for you to go and tag Villa Morta on Twitter, and then also tag Rio from, you know, previously of Crystal Lake, and then also Joey Bad of, you know, Fit for an Autopsy. Then you type in the word collab ? And that that may or may not unlock the track. So, if you gotta make sure to tweet it out. So, just saying, I don't want to confirm anything, but if you do want to hear this, this spicy track, you would tweet about it. I'm just saying, you didn't hear it from me.
You'll have
I'm
to
just
follow
telling you.
these processes.
You gotta follow the step by step, and then once that happens, they'll DM you the new song with the 2 features on there. Rio and Joey Bad. Just saying. I didn't. I'm the messenger. I'm here to let you know what's going on. So if you wanna hear the sick song, I'm just saying that's what you gotta do. So do it up. That'd be really sick.
Yeah.
The next question I have for you guys is, obviously I know Masa literally plays everything, but if there was another musical instrument you could master, what would it be?
Piano for sure, I reckon. Yeah. It's just such a universal instrument, I reckon, and such a powerful tool for writing all types of music. So it's definitely a regret of not picking it up when I was, my mum was trying to get me to do that when I was younger, and I was like, no, I think the clarinet and saxophone are pretty cool, and now I want to play guitar and riffs and be a rock star. So
Hell yeah, let's go. Josh?
You, Josh, what's
other instruments? Oof. Yeah, I don't know. I've had guitars for a long time, and it's been one of those things that I've kind of done vocals for a while and just have sort of just been like, oh, that's enough. That's all I need to do. I just need to scream. I don't need to do anything else.
I need to roar, in the microphone.
The problem is, for me, I spent way too long on Guitar Hero in my teens. If I'd even just put half the amount of time in Guitar Hero to a real guitar, I'm probably be okay, I could get through a song. But there's something about trying to nail Through the Fire and the Flames on hard. That was just my get me up at night.
I feel that. I feel like, subconsciously, Josh and I are in the same wavelength, because that was also me. However, I actually did convert to guitar, so it worked out. And now I'm okay, so. But yeah, I love that. Which, guys, perfect segue into my next question. I'm a huge nerd. I love video games, but if you guys could be a video game character, who would you be?
Ooh.
Maybe I don't know. I loved the Gears of War games. It would have to be a Gears of War character, maybe Marcus. Marcus was just so it was the hardest dude out. And I'm not for toxic masculinity or anything like that. I'm queer. Get that out of here. But he was just tough. And that game was just so gory and so hectic. That'd be kind of fun just to be able to blow up heads every time you get a headshot. In real life, it'd be fun.
I love it. Great. That's a great answer, Josh. Masa, what do you got?
I don't know. I don't play games that much. Whenever I play, it's always just odd or I'll play, maybe I play Pokemon every now and then when I have enough time, or
oh yeah, okay,
Zelda, yeah.
Oh,
so
you're
maybe
my language, all right.
Maybe a burning desire is probably we all have within us just to be a Pokemon master. So maybe let's just go with that. No one specific, just we'll go Ash or something. I don't know what the names of the you get to pick your own name in the Pokemon world,
listen, you're speaking to the crowd here. I'm not saying there's any right answers, but there may or may not be. And Masa, kudos, you hit the nail on the head.
Yeah.
I'm a huge Pokemon fan. Literally on my desk, I have a bunch of Pokemon figures all over my desk. So
sick.
You just struck a chord with me. But Josh, I haven't heard the Gears of War one in quite a hot minute, so also got to give you the salutes on that. That's awesome. I love that game too. Big salutes. I always am very hesitant about asking that question because I can never tell if someone I look at them do they game? Do I feel like they play video games? You get an idea, but I feel like you guys are all like way cooler than me, so I was like, I don't know, would they play video games, you know? And I was like, I feel like as soon as Josh said yeah, so I play good. He's like, I feel like I could get better at guitar if I only put like half like the effort I put into Guitar Hero. I was like, all right, we're good. I'm good. You know, question added to the list. We love it. You know, so that's awesome. That is such a cool answers. But next question, guys, is if you were to compile a dream tour lineup including Villa Morta, who would be on your tour?
Such a hard question.
I think we can both.
I feel like we got to do a stacked bill. It's got to be a stacked bill. So like, I'm talking plus your band, 4 other bands. You know, this is like cream of the crop. You know, tours.
Well, I think both of us would probably have Northlane on there, so
we could agree on that for sure.
Yeah, we could cross that off as an answer for both of us, and then
love it.
I mean, it's a hard one. I mean, I know it'd be pretty risky, but I know that they're doing like not fest shows and stuff like that. But like my number one artist is like the Suicide Boys. So to play with the Suicide Boys would be like, I mean, I saw like Knocked Loose and Code Orange played with like the last Grey Day tour, and that just blew my mind. I've never wanted to like live in the States so much, knowing that was going on, and I couldn't get over there. You know? So maybe we'll have to like swap visas. You know,
that's okay. Yeah, we'll do it up. We'll figure it out.
Yeah,
we kind of look the same, you know, so it'll work out. We'll do it.
Oh, yeah,
definitely.
I think it'll be
definitely no questions will be asked.
Yeah, well, I think maybe we'll get a few ska bands on there. I reckon for sure.
No,
All right. I feel like Masa has to now unveil this insane lineup. All right, so we have Northlane, Villa Morta, and you're gonna tell me you're putting like 3 other ska bands on top of that?
No.
That's
Definitely
a
not.
good band. I've just got very strong feelings against ska, and he's decided to unearth that on Discord.
Oh man,
you're not gonna like my other answer either, because you know, Avenged Sevenfold from back in the days of like not their most recent albums, but some of their older stuff. When the drummer of the band was still alive, and I just thought it was sick seeing some of their live videos back from then. Like they're all super talented musicians and kind of have this weird, massive rock metal-y kind of sound where they're all singing and all doing different stuff, and that was definitely something I loved growing up. So that we'll say that era of Avenged Sevenfold for me, I think would be on the dream list.
I can agree with that. You know, I'm a big Sinister Gates fan. You know, I'm vibing. I like it.
Oh yeah.
You know. Yeah. His Floyd Rose, you know. Oh my god. Just thinking about it gives me PTSD. Anyone else? Masa, we have quite the list already. I like it. Shaping up.
Yeah. I think let's put Parkway on there too. That would be from the old days growing up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like
old Parkway.
Ooh, yeah. All right.
Just epic songs and fucking heavy songs. So
their greatest hits, you know.
Yeah.
That'd be tight. Guys, Parkway Drive, I feel like at this point in your life, like you know, your band's life cycle, there has to be like some greatest, like Parkway Drive greatest hits, you know. I feel like it's only, I feel like that's about to come out. Like they gotta be working on something. They have like a ton of good, like, I feel like good old songs, you know. I love their stuff. I feel like they're one of those bands that I like listen to, but I didn't really feel like I have given as much love as some other bands. So I feel like I have to go back and listen to like Horizons and really give it its true like test now that I do like YouTube and stuff. So that's on my list of oldie albums to check out. Not that, you know, Parkway Drive's old. I don't want to Parkway, you know, I hope you're not offended by that, you know, but you know, you guys are getting you guys are still doing it. So I got to give you guys a lot of credit for that. And then Josh, did you finish out yours? You said you have North Lane, and then
Suicide Boys.
Suicide Boys.
Suicide Boys for sure. I don't know. I would love to be able to like tour with like Acacia Strain. Like that band is just so sick, and like they just seem like rad guys, and like definitely very like is put together a lot of like music that comes from different areas that I've really liked as well. So I don't know. That would be really sick.
Ooh, that would be clean. Also, it was. I'll give a funny story about Vince, their vocalist. So I had seen them there when I used to live in New Jersey. I went to go to this like show, and they were like on the tour, obviously. And I was getting some food at like one of the spots in Asbury Park, New Jersey. Salutes, love that place. They have this Korean Mexican fusion place that like makes like Korean like tacos. It's really rad. Uh, and I was like coming out, and I like held the door open for this guy, and I was like, he was like, "Oh, thanks, man." And I didn't realize it was Vince from the Acacia Strain. He's just like, "Yo, thanks for opening the door for me." Super nice guy. We had like a nice little chat after that, like after I like got the food. And he was super nice guy. Like you think like because you look at him and you're like, man, he would totally decimate me. Like you see him scream on stage, and you're like, I would be scared shitless if I saw this man like come at me at a show. But then like you see him after the show, and he's just like, yo, thanks so much for checking out my music. I really do appreciate it. Like it's like one of the most insane thing. Like it's the same thing with Josh. Like I see Josh in the music video, like just like going hard and like screaming real heavy, and he's like super soft spoken, just like, yo, hey, what's going on? I'm Josh. Like it's just so fucking crazy to me that's like I tell people that like don't listen to metal music, and then like I show them a picture of like the vocalist or whatever, and they're like, oh my god, this guy's scary. And I was like, what's crazier? He's super nice. And they're like,
Yeah, they're
fuck?
not
Like
scary at all.
they're not scary at all. It's like, what type of music does he make? And then I start playing like, Villa Morta, and they're like, what the fuck? Like, this same guy you're showing me a picture of is doing this, like it's wild. So Josh, I have to say, very kind soul, but also like if I saw you in real life, I feel like I'd shit my pants. So, not from the song. I mean, that also could be that could also be a part of that as well too. I don't want to rule it out, but also like if I saw you in person, didn't know you, I'd be like, man, that guy's a tough motherfucker, like. And then you're like, hey, what's up? I'm Josh, It's great. I love it.
Yeah, it does happen. Yeah, for sure.
Has it happened to you at show has it happened to you at shows where you're just like where someone's been like, man, you were actually a lot nicer than I thought?
It's kind of it. Like I remember Unify, which is like kind of like a camping festival we've had here, and I remember like it's just a friend was like introducing to another friend, and he was like, just kind of like firm handshake. He was like, oh hey bro, like kind of just like real deep voice, and, like wanted to make like this strong, like to be kind of like cool and tough. And I was like, oh hey man, and he was just like, oh, like it just like didn't expect it. We kind of spent the next like 10 minutes just explaining that he's like he felt kind of threatened and wasn't sure how it was gonna go or whatever. And I was like, it's like it's cool, like.
I love that. Those are some of my favorite reactions. I love it. Oh, what were you saying, Masa?
I was saying, even when I met Josh, like when we met for the first time, I was like, oh, I actually know you, man, because like mosh comes from like the literal sense of him being a mosh lord. So like, I've been to other gigs in the city and that kind of thing, and just been, or sometimes been on the edge of the pit, just be like, oh, that dude's going fucking mental, and then like I met him at this other show through friends. I was like, I totally know you, man. I've like been stand on the edge of the pit, being like, okay, well, if you don't want to get kicked in the face here, I'll either get involved in it or just take a step back.
I love that. Oh my god! And I also was like, I was like, Mosh. I was like, is his name actually Mosh? And I was like, no, it's like, oh, the vocalist Josh is coming. I was like, so is it? I'm like, so I'm trying to like, I was like trying to decipher it. I was like, oh, I'm like, is it Ophelia? Is his name Josh or his name Mosh? Like, I don't like, is this an Australian thing that's going over my stupid American brain? Like, I need to let me know, Australian
Yeah.
people in the comments. I'd like to know if that's, do you call your homies Josh, Mosh, and I don't know.
J's are actually pronounced like you'd say an M, so we just thought we'd make it easier by writing Mosh. You know, like every
Well, it
word
makes
that starts
sense.
with J sounds like an M. Yeah.
He does, you know, he does make me want to mosh. So I feel like, you know, that's an appropriate title to have, you know.
Yeah. That's what I
World
want. I
reigning
just want
champion.
the whole world moshing.
Yeah, exactly. And you're killing it. So salutes. You know, you made it work. Shout out to Mosh. The next question I have for you guys is, I'm sure you've seen your fair share of live shows, but who puts on a great live performance in terms of the bands you've seen?
Cool. Gojira and Meshuggah, my top two.
Great. I love
Best
this.
shows I've seen.
Yeah, that's really good. Oh, there's so many. I mean, I think like one of the most rememberable shows actually was like Chelsea Grin, like years ago, and for some reason that was just like the most violent like show that I had like seen around that time, and it just like blew my mind. And it was before their like now current vocalist. I can't remember what your guys' name was. But yeah, I mean, I'm just so impressed by like how high the standard is now. You know, I feel like even seeing like Die Artist Murder from like playing local shows like the community hall to like selling out like 2,000-3,000 cap venues, and just how like refined they are is just like, I don't know, it's just been really, really amazing to see like bands develop over the time and how tight their sets have gotten, and just
Yeah. I got to see Thyar, and also shout out to CJ. I got to interview him a couple years ago as well, and he was a sweetheart. You know, like again, typical. Like if you saw this guy, you'd be like, God, he is gonna like absolutely just like rip my face off. You know, like but super nice guy. We were like talking about. I guess I was like rocking some cool sneakers, and he was like, "Yo, I like your kicks, man." And I was like, "Oh, thanks, man." I was like, "I really like your kicks. You got some Yeezys on. You know, those are sick." He was just like, yeah, man. He's like, and then he literally pulled his phone out and like started going through like his like like his shoes and stuff. He's like, yeah, I'm really into fashion and stuff. I was just like, yeah, I know, man. You're just style. I was like, I follow you on Instagram. You're just really styling, man. You know, it's kind of tight, you know. And we just started talking about that shit, and it was great. Like he was such a nice dude, you know. So big salutes to CJ, you know. And I know they're in the States right now doing their I think it's 10-year for Hate. So big salutes to them. Kudos. They're out with one of my favorite bands right now, Kublai Khan. You know, gym band of the century. You know, talk about like, you know, getting that last rep in. Whew, they really just push me over the head. So Kublai Khan, come on the show. I'd love to have you. The next question I have for you guys is favorite TV show, favorite movie.
TV show. Like Breaking Bad's definitely up there on my list of favorite TV shows. So let's, I think, roll with that. I feel like that one's got the huge timeless factor to it as well. Just in how good it is.
I would agree.
Yeah, what do you reckon for TV shows, man? And I'll try and scan my brain for a movie while you.
I'm like the other way around. I always know my movie because of, I don't know. It's just like a first date question half the time. Moonrise Kingdom is like my favorite movie of all time.
Nice. Okay.
It's like a Wes Anderson film. Just love all the way that it's shot, the cinematography, and like just like perfect cast. Shows is a tricky one though. I can't for the life of me think of shows. I mean, yeah, I'm studying at the moment, so I haven't like had like a whole lot of time like on top of shows. Every so often it's just been like animal documentaries. It's just to like chill out,
Love it.
watch some nature and like
Yeah.
de-stress, you know, like
A David Attenborough series.
yeah,
Here in the Serengeti lies
exactly.
I love that.
Yeah, I'm similar with movie. I don't know what my favorite movie would be, but the one I always go back to when this question comes up, the movie Arrival. Like when I saw that in the theaters. Not, I don't know if it would be my favorite movie, but like I remember watching that in theaters and I thought the whole premise of the movie of this alien presence, but the movie totally being based around like language and communication. Like it was really cool, and the way that they did that and how it all sort of tied into the greater concept of what was actually going on. What was really sick, just in terms of, I think I was trying to think about like philosophically and for myself at that time. It kind of like joined up, and I was just like, this is so sick.
You had that
like
moment.
happy, philosophical thought, tears were coming out of my eyes.
Could just see Masa like in the theater, like, oh my god, I can't believe it. This is such a big. Oh my god, the meaning of this movie. He just goes running out of the theater, just like with his arms flailing.
Write some more riffs.
Yeah, he goes. He's like, I need to write a guitar riff. And they're like, man, this guy he really had an existential crisis, huh? Like. So.
It may have been something like that, because surely there's better movies for that, or there's other movies that are way better. But that was just whatever the point in time was that I saw it.
I love that. All right, guys. The next question is, if you guys were trapped on a desert island for the next month, and there was one album you could bring with you to listen to, what album would it be? I feel like it's a month. It makes it a little easier, I'm not trying to crack you over the head with of all time,
I wouldn't.
Do you have one, Mass?
No, I don't have one.
Sure. Look, like I'm a big like alt rock fan, like emo as well.
Oh, okay.
And like if I was stuck on an island, I'd probably be wanting more of that. So, Peripheral Vision by Turnover would probably be my go-to. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I got no idea. My head just went. I feel like I'd want some reggae or something, but I don't even know any reggae albums. If we're talking a month, just listening to
man, just like
stuck on a desert island. I want to be like feeling some good sunny vibes or something, and just like a silly groove, and maybe find some bush ganja and chill out. And I got no idea. It wouldn't be something heavy or.
I feel like Masa would just want some David Attenborough like audiobook. He'd be like, and so the tiger came out of the water, something like that. I don't know. That's my best David Attenborough impression. Let me know if it's good, guys, in the comments. If it's not, I'll stop doing that forever. But yeah, I feel like Masa is the most eclectic person I've had here doing this interview. Like he's always got some like. I don't know. I feel like he's this like riff god that is just like, so like I don't really have anything that like, but give me a guitar, if I'm stuck on this island, I just give me a guitar and I'll write a full like insane metal album while I'm on here,
Yeah, it's the album that I'll bring is the album that's never been written. I just need a guitar so I can write it on the first day, and then it'll be there.
I love it.
No, that's the worst answer.
That's very much in the Masa wheelhouse.
Self-indulgent answer ever. That is not my answer.
I didn't mean to make it self-indulgent about you, Masa, but like I feel like just based off of other stories that we have spoken about on this episode, I feel like it was, only appropriate to, bring up the man, the myth, the legend about the guitar playing, so.
Oh, good. Okay.
I feel like Masa's not happy with my answer here, so we're just gonna move on, and I'm gonna say it displeased the God here today. So, the The last question I have for you guys is my personal favorite. I've been asking this, I would say within the past like year of doing this. I know since everything after COVID has been, a very life altering experience for I imagine most people everywhere. Um, but it made me kind of reflect over why I do YouTube and why I like to interview bands and all this sort of stuff. Not only for the sheer fact that I get to interview bands from across the world, which I think is awesome. Um, but it also makes me think about like how passionate people are with music. Like it's why do they do this? Because really, very easily I could not be doing this. Like I could just be doing something else. So why do you guys find the need and the passion to continue to create music? When people could say like, yeah, like you could be doing this, you could be going to school, you could be doing, working your 9 to 5 job, whatever, and that still might be the same thing too. But, um, why do you create music? Why is that a necessity and an importance in your life?
Yeah, well, it's yeah, as I said, from when I started writing on guitar when I was younger, it's just writing music in particular, whether it's, guitar based stuff or anything, is just something I love to do. A lot of them, go through different phases of, how intense that inspiration is, kind of thing. But I know it's always something there, and it's just something that makes me happy. It's always going to be a part of my life, whether it's something I'm trying to pursue seriously, or just simply getting on the computer and like making a beat or whatever it looks like. It's always going to be something like that going on, because it's sick.
I love it. Mosh,
Yeah.
Josh, whatever. I don't know.
I really like
I'm gonna get so confused saying either one.
Yeah, I really like this question because I feel like that it sort of like reflects a lot of like, I don't know, it's a big part of like kind of what we write about.
Yeah.
We do like, I don't know, it's kind of like we've had so many like deep chats about just trying to understand like why the fuck we're here and like what the point of all this is. And so in terms of like making meaning and develop like understanding like the purpose and why we're doing things, and why we're doing this band and like what we hope to get out of the band, that's like we talk about it a lot. And I think for me it's like it's definitely a way to be able to like express a certain sort of creativity and art and all that sort of stuff. And I've just got all this built up fucking anger that I need to take out somehow.
You angry? Would never guess that. Wild.
That's the thing. I feel like I can, go about my life in a calm, content manner. If I can just take it out every time we like get in the fucking room, So it's like a bit for my sanity too. But,
sure, yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, being able to meet like-minded people and find people who kind of also think deeply about things and want to understand the whole meaning of life. Like, we love that stuff. And like, if you guys want to just like have a yarn about it, feel free to slip in the DMs or talk about fucking philosophy for 5 hours. Like we love that. We love that shit. So yeah.
No, I absolutely love that. I think, I get both sides of it. I feel like I get Masa's like energy to just create, at first, like when I started doing YouTube all 7 years ago, I was like, what the fuck am I going to do with this? Right. Like I love music, but like, how am I going to cater it in that way to like meet other people or like to express my love of, bands and artists. And so I feel like over the 7 years, while, you know, I think that it really made me understand the necessity to find other people that really enjoy this music, because there's something about like this style of music and just the genre of alternative music where like everybody is like dedicated to wanting to do it. Like they have that wholehearted passion to want to do it, whether it's just to create, to release this sort of emotion, or to like have a a bigger meaning or a bigger cause to what you do. And so I feel like with you guys, it's just like musicality wise, like you already know I love it. But I think like lyrically, I'm excited to delve into it more. And I know in the email you guys have mentioned that this is like a self-reflecting kind of like bigger meaning. Like what do like as what Josh said, like why are we here? Why do we do the things that we do? And it made me kind of it makes me kind of think about why I choose to do this. Like why do I choose to interview bands? Like is because I love doing it. I love finding out about new artists, and I love being able to. I feel like I'm that type of guy that is always like, "Yo, I found this sick band. You should check them out." And then I have like an actual fucking video that I can show to someone else and be like, "So I interviewed this sick band. They're awesome. They're from Australia. They got the accent. They're fucking rad." Like that's to me that's such a cool thing, and most people don't give a fuck about it, but like it makes me excited, and I think that my excitement, I hope, is shared through the videos that I do, because like people will probably comment in below and be like, "Yeah, I don't know if you're actually really hyped about the song." I'll be like, "Watch the reaction video." I'm like shitting my pants with glee watching this song. Like it's fucking insane, you know. And so I think that I appreciate that you guys have that sort of shared mentality of like wanting to create and like just do it because you love to do it, not because like anybody's telling you to do it or whatever, and it brings you guys joy. And I feel like it comes out within the songwriting, because I legitimately like couldn't help but have like a smile on my face as I was like listening to the song. I was like, holy shit, this is fucking insane. Like I couldn't write this shit, like it's awesome. So kudos to you
Well, I'm
guys.
stoked very stoked it's done that for you, man, because very, very big passion, and do put a lot of time and thought and energy into doing that. So it's fucking sick to hear that it's getting received.
Well, I hope that it gets received better. And honestly, Masa, perfect segue into the last thing. If you would like to go check out Villa Morta, the guys are going to tell you guys where they can find you at on social media, what they have coming up next, and anything else you guys would like to plug or talk about.
We got the single release show. If anyone is in Melbourne is watching, we got that 31st of March at Stay Gold.
Woo.
Some other sick bands. Was it Druid, Lion, Outer Worlds? Check us out on social media, Instagram, Facebook. I think we've gotten some stuff going on TikTok recently too. It's kind of a new thing that just trying to branch out and get more of the social media train, which I'm terrible at, but we're trying to figure it out.
He's too busy creating the riffs, guys. Just remember that.
I don't know what else. You got any other plugs for us, Josh? What's going on?
Yeah, I don't know. We this year's going to be really, really busy year for us, actually. Definitely with COVID and stuff, we were still plotting away with things, but this year we've got a lot going on. It's keeping us really, really busy. So there's a lot more to come.
There we go. Well, guys, listen. This is the hottest band to be coming out of Australia right now. I just want to let you know. I'm telling you here first, so you don't miss out on the train when it leaves the station. So, I don't get a DM saying, "Ooh, Brandon, I did check out Villa Morta. Now they're big and blah blah blah." Listen, I'm telling you, you're on the ground level right now, and you could be real fucking cool if you go check the links in the description and find out about this band, Villa Morta. I'm just saying, they're fucking sick. And listen, they got the Gravemind sign off, and if you like Gravemind, I mean, come on, like, no brainer, So go give them some love. Links in the description. Go check out their new song, The Abstract. Also links below. There will be a video for my reaction video. If you haven't seen that yet, go watch it. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. It goes a long way. It'll also be out in audio format. Though I will say, listen, like, I'm not, I'm a very much a straight guy, but these are two hot gentlemen, on your computer screen right now. And, I feel like I wouldn't want to be remiss if I didn't tell you that, so like, if you wanted to watch the video, I mean, you got some eye candy right here. So I'm just telling you, you heard it here first. I didn't say shit, so don't come at me, but I'm just saying that's the facts, but you could listen to us. That's also fine too. If you're sitting in traffic, it's a perfect time to listen to the pod too. So much appreciated. Again, want to give a shout out to Ophelia, Big Mouth. She's awesome. Big salutes to her. She's, one of the coolest people I've met recently. So very awesome.
Very
And
lovely.
big salutes to my boys in Villa Morta. Thanks guys for coming on.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
Thanks for having us. Yeah, good to chat.